I've got a great project today, so keep watching. Hi, I'm Julie, keeper of my home. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have a little project going. This was kind of, I knew I had to do it or wanted to do it, didn't really have to. It was a space that I needed to do something with because I really wasn't happy with it. But I didn't really plan on just diving in like I did yesterday. I just kind of was testing out to see if I liked the paint color and if it looked good, and then one thing led to another and I did a little more than I thought. So I didn't actually get a before picture, but you can go back in some of my previous videos and you can see what this space looked like before. I am going to put a second coat on my doors. I painted this cabinet here. Let me show you. I sanded the outside a little bit and then painted it. It looks pretty good. I'm happy with the color. It's the same color as the trim, believe it or not. It just doesn't look it because it's lit up more by the lights than the trim is by the ceiling. So, and this is the door. You can see I need another coat on it. That's just one of the doors. And this is the other one. That one needs another coat as well. I've got a really big mess here. So you can see I've just, after I cleaned this space, I've got it all a wreck again. So I pulled some of the stuff out of the cabinet and you can see my wood. I told you I was gonna do something with that wood. And there's a few other things too that I've got put away that I haven't dug out yet. This space really needs to be done up a little bit, and I'm gonna make it look pretty. So when we're all done, it's going to be transformed. So I have the second coat put on both of those cabinet doors. So what I need to do is clean out that cabinet. And you'll notice I didn't do on the inside. I just didn't want to paint the inside. You don't see it unless you open up the cabinet, and nobody else but me is going to open that cabinet. So I'm okay with just having the outside done. I think it actually looks kind of good to have the contrast when you open it up anyway. So I'm going to clean that out and get it vacuumed because there's sawdust in there. I should have just removed everything out of that cabinet first, but I didn't. Everything is everywhere, literally, and I was running out of surface space and I didn't want to put everything down on the floor. So let's get that cleaned out. Out of place, and without you, I am just a trace. I love you with all of my heart. Together forever, never to part. I wanna be with you always, 'cause that is what my heart says. That's what my heart says. I wanna be with you always. Always, yeah. You are my world in every place. It's the things that you do. It's the things you do, baby. It's the smile on your face. Smile on your face. And as time goes by, I know I'm in a better place. A better place. I'm in a better place. It's the things that you do. now I need to go through this basket. It's been up here for a while. You can tell it's quite dirty. Look at this. Shameful, isn't it? This little basket was actually my attempt at organizing this cabinet at one time. I didn't get very far. You know, I don't think I really knew at that point what I wanted to do exactly with this space. I like to live with a space for a while just to see how it works for me, what works, what doesn't work. Do you do that? I didn't know what I wanted, and you know, you kind of look around, you surf Pinterest, magazines, you just kind of look for ideas. For me, I was cleaning out our basement and I came across some old barnwood. I knew right then exactly where I wanted to put it. I can't wait for you to see the end result. You're gonna love it. So it's time to put a few things back. This is a little bin. It has my grater that I use to grate my soap for making my laundry detergent and a couple of other things. I'm going to put that up here. And my bin of rags, my borax, that's what I use to make my laundry soap, and my super washing soda. I also use that. And this is the container that I use for my laundry detergent. I'm going to stick that in there. I just have a little bit left in there. You can see not much in there. So I do need to make more. So for right now, that's all I'm going to put in here, and I'm going to get the doors on.
Just like a dream, yeah, you and me.
So what do you think? The doors look great, don't they? I love the paint color. So now it's onto the shelves. These brackets I got from my sister, who actually had gotten them from me at one point, but she never did use them. They've been sitting in her basement for 5 years, for as long as we've had this house. And she just said, you can have them back, use them for your shelves. So that's exactly what I did. And the wood that I'm using is just wood I had left over from our fireplace, old barn wood. It came from the barn that sat on the property where my husband grew up. And they're all mismatched pieces. Nothing really, the width and the thicknesses of the wood is not the same, and that's okay because I like that. I wanted that for this space. It's just, for me, it's character. It does not need to be perfect. I'm loving the space already. I mean, to me, it's already becoming such a transformation from what it was. And I'm loving the contrast of the old barn board with the painted cabinet. What do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below.
I feel the heat, hands on your chest, you're all I want, now keep me warm, just like a dream, I'm coming in, the fantasy, it never leaves when I'm with you.
I'm not a perfectionist, people, but it does kind of look like I am by all the measuring and just using my level. I just wanted to make sure that this project came out right. I wanted to do it just the one time and not have to redo it. So I got my level out. I had everything perfect. I measured
The brackets are all equally placed, and I don't know. I was just so excited about doing this space. You just wait until you see the end result. You are going to love it. I know I do.
Love me like it do. I'm giving you the best you'll ever see, and you can have it.
And they're up. I love them. They look so good. Now it's time for my favorite part, decorating.
So I had originally thought that I would be using these for a functional purpose, but they're a little out of reach, and I don't want to keep leaning over the washer or over the dryer to try and reach something. Probably won't work. So I have that cabinet. It closes. I can put everything in there that I need to quick grab, as I have been doing, and use the shelves for decoration, which I love to decorate. So let's organize these things and get them up on the shelf.
The first thing that I'm putting up on the shelf is the little enamelware basin. I'm just using a thumbtack to push down into the wood, and the basin will just kind of lean up against that so that it doesn't slide out. So I'm not going to have to worry about it falling. I'm just using really old things that to put up on these shelves. I love anything old. I love stuff with a history. I love things that were previously loved by someone else at one time. And I don't know, those things to me are like a warm hug. They just evoke such wonderful memories, like the marbles. And I love that kind of stuff. Do you like those kind of things? Is that what you like to decorate with? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you like to buy things new that, just spark joy when you see them in the store. Maybe you have hand-me-downs from family. I have a lot of things from my mom's side of the family that I've collected, and I love all of that stuff. And it just, for me, like I said, it's like a warm hug from the past, and that means a lot to me, especially that it was loved by family.
I wanna stay. I'm slipping away. Oh, so don't let me go now. Your love is exceptional. It fills me up. It's out of control.
I'm not sure I'm liking that shelf. I don't know, the books might not be doing it for me. Oh, what do you think? I might have to change that, I'm not sure. I'll just do a few more things, maybe, and you can see I'm moving that picture around. I don't know, there was something missing in that spot, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. But I still have lots more things that I can put up here, so I'm just gonna keep working on it.
In love with you, baby, yeah.
I got these jars at Walmart. They didn't cost very much. I think maybe $3 for the smaller one and $5 for the larger one. I'm not sure. But they have a lot of different ideas, storage ideas in the canning section. So I just filled these jars with clothespins, and I like the look of it.
Love is exceptional. It fills me up. It's out of control. But baby, I love the rush. It overflows. It's out of control. It's exceptional. It fills me up. It's out of control. Baby, I love the rush. Come on, yeah. Out of control, I'm in love.
This little picture is by far my favorite picture that I have. It's our two youngest sons, and back in the old farmhouse that we used to live in, we had a very large laundry room, and they had gotten into the basket filled with clothespins. They had those pins everywhere. They had them on their earlobes, they had them in their hair, on their clothes, on the ends of their fingers. They were pinned everywhere. And I walked into the laundry room because, they were quiet, and you always have to wonder what they're doing when they're that quiet. I burst out laughing when I saw them, and I immediately grabbed for my camera just to document this moment, and I am so glad that I did. The smiles on their face, yeah, you could tell they were pretty pleased with themselves. So what do you think? I love it. It looks so good. I mean, who would not want to work in a space like this?
So on this shelf, I have a wash basin. It's just an enamelware wash basin, an old one, and some Fel's Naphtha soap. It's an old soap from way back in the day. And this dish is just full of extra bar soaps, like goat's milk soaps and stuff like that. And that's just a weathered piece of barn board. All my barn board is all different, so they're not exactly alike, and I like that. These are marbles that were actually the taller jar that belonged to my husband, those marbles when he was a little boy, and these ones were mine. So I just think that's so neat that I still have those and he still has his, and those marbles have been around for a while. And then I have this sign, live by faith, grow in grace, and walk in love. I love that. On this shelf I have some books, an old book, Grandmother's Household Hints. I love old books. I love books in general, but I just thought those were really neat to have up there. One of those books is a first edition from 1963, so I just love that. And then at an antique store, my husband and I found these. Does anybody remember these? I mean, I don't specifically remember them, but my mom does. So let me know if you've heard of these. And then down here I have a jar of some traditional clothespins that I use on our clothesline, and these ones are some old clothespins that they're not the originals, but they're pretty neat. A nice conversation piece, I guess. And this is a photo of our two youngest boys. Let's see if I can get this to focus. I love this picture. It's taken in the old farmhouse that we used to live in, and I don't know, the boys were probably 3 and 4. They're 29 and 30 now, so that'll tell you how long ago that was. And then I have a little book from The Primitive Place. It's just a little mini book on the laundry room. Thank you for joining me today. I really loved doing this laundry room, and I hope you like it as well. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. And let me know, did you ever play marbles when you were a child? Just curious. If you haven't already subscribed, you can do that below. And if you enjoyed this video, leave it a thumbs up. And until next time.
A cosmic intervention. There is something from nothing, out of thin.